out of 100 grains, 99 grains which are exported to Iran are Basmati. So it is one of the largest markets for Basmati from India. This is a year wherein we are seeing a record bumper stock output. India's production has reached 150 million metric tons. This is a time wherein we are searching for new markets. We are pressing to expand our market share and take away markets from our competitors like Pakistan and Thailand. But if a major market like Iran is disturbed, this situation requires immediate redressal, and we need to take corrective actions to properly address the situation. Today, as the matter stands, there has been a communication blockade between the importers in Iran and the exporters from India due to a media crackdown and stoppage of communication lines. Most of the exporters have reported that they have not been able to contact their buyers, because of which we are seeing that at major ports of Iran like Bandar Abbas and Chahbar, there is a accumulation of inventory. As per our estimates, more than 50,000 to 100,000 metric tons of rice is stranded at major ports, which is even evident from the stockpile up at the Kandla and Mundra port. This is now a very concerning situation, because as we are seeing that there has been a fall of about 5 rupees to 8 rupees per kg in domestic prices of basmati rice. 1121 Sela is a primary product which is exported out of India to Iran. So that commodity was trading at 80 rupees per kg in the wholesale market. That price has now come down to 75 rupees per kg. And we have seen such crises with Iran in the past as well. During 2011-2012, there was another crisis, due to which we had seen that the basmati rice prices had fallen by more than 20 to 30%. So this fall, though it's not immediately very devastating at present, but if the situation continues to deteriorate, it could have major implications for farmer incomes and for the exporter health. Now, if we go forward, there has been a threat by the US government that additional 25% tariff will be imposed on all exports, any country exporting or trading with Iran. Now, India is already subject to a 50% tariff. Though the current 50% tariff had not impacted India's exports, basmati or rice exports to US as much. But if this is further increased by 25%, this might have some impact. But we are confident that even though we may be subject to so many issues, but the Indian rice's indispensable place in foreign cuisines and cuisines of South Asian region and the Gulf region will make our exports resilient, and we'll be able to tide over these crises. We have seen such situations in the past as well. If you look at countries like Yemen and Syria, where there is a civil war going on. In these markets, temporary disruptions happen. Communication lines break down. And due to currency devaluation, importers are not able to make their payments. But food is something which everybody survives on. Food will always find its way. So, in spite of major challenges or such big crises, we have seen that the markets bounce back. They start procuring again, they start making appropriate payments, and business goes on as usual. Now we have to understand that what the Iranian market is. Iran is a market which is primarily credit driven. In Iran, about 4 to 5 months of credit is due to Indian exporters on an average. And in some circumstances, we have seen that when such crises or some local disturbances appear, this payment cycle go on to become as long as 1 year long. Now, we are seeing that though that we have not reached that stage, but the present situation is very concerning, because more than 2,000 crores worth of payments of Indian exporters are due. This is a very substantial amount outstanding for the export community, given the fact that major credit insurance companies do not cover financial risk to Iran because of sanctions. So in case there is a loss, or in case the situation spirals out of control, this might create a lot of disturbances for our export community. As we have seen that in the case of Iran, this time the protest is little different. Because this time, all the disturbances have been reported mainly from the markets or from the bazaars of Iran. Now, this creates a concerning situation because bazaars are where rice is sold, and the retailers are there. They have to collect the payments and remit back the money. So the situation is still unfolding, and it will have to be seen that what is the actual impact. As of now, Indian Rice Exporters Federation has issued an advisory to all its members and to the rice community in general that they should be very cautious in making further shipments to Iran. They should wait and watch, and they should not take any aggressive positions in the market. Because if the situation spirals out of control, then it will be very difficult to get the payments back. Now, going forward, at present, we are not seeking any policy interventions from the government because we do understand that at present, the primary objective is to ensure the health and safety of Indian personnel who are stationed in Iran. So we'll have to first wait for for clarity to come in and how the situation will unfold. Only then we can see that what kind of interventions will be required and what kind of remedial steps are required to address the concerns. Normally, we have seen that in very crisis situation, as I'd given you example of countries like Yemen and Syria, where there was even a much more severe situation, we have seen that things go back to normal on their own. Because, food is something which everybody has to consume at the end of the day, whether there is one regime or any other regime. Whether somebody else is in power or this current regime is in power, people have to eat. So people find ways to pay for food. So we have seen that though there may be substantial delays in recovery of payment, but sooner or later things improve on their own. And government interventions are required only in the rarest of rare conditions. Now, we have seen that in the past financial year 2024-25, we exported Basmati rice about $750 million worth, weighing about 850,000 metric tons. This year, from April till November, that figure stands at around 600,000 metric tons, or around $468 million. Now, when you say that if we are foreseeing a slump, because as per our experience, more often than not, when there is a crisis, there is not a slump, but there is an uptick. Because people are in a mentality to hoard food. Because in a crisis-like situation, people have a tendency to collect and buy more. So, as we have seen in the past as well, when there was a war-like situation in Iran, actually the demand went up. So, immediately in the very short term, we are seeing that if the payment situation slightly clears out and the communication lines are again re-established, then we foresee that this figure of export might very well surpass previous year's figures as well. And if there is a substantial decline because of the economic situation in Iran, that might happen much later. But in the short term, we do not see a major impact on our exports.